Sometimes you buy a piece of furniture and you think to yourself, I'm gonna flip the fuck out of this thing. But then it just keeps collecting dust for a year because you never got that prize-winning idea you were waiting for. Until one day you're laying in bed and it suddenly hits you. I'm gonna stick it all over with driftwood. And that is exactly what we're gonna do. So let's start collecting some driftwood. Aha. This is nice. You see multiple pieces here. Alright. Bam. Whoa. Oh shit, this might be too big. It looks awesome though. Alright, this one. Yup. Sure. We need smaller pieces like this as well. There was so much driftwood, it felt like I was stealing someone's material. On my way back, I spotted this neon yellow spider. Just look at this guy. I also found a shiny piece of charcoal, which I thought was pretty cool. So this is everything that we collected this morning. But this is probably not going to be enough. And that's why I've already collected some more. But before we do anything with the driftwood, we have to prepare the cabinet. And that means removing all parts and sanding them down. But apparently that wasn't so easy. The screws used for the hinges were almost impossible to get out. They're slotted and made from a soft material, so it can't really get any worse. Luckily, it didn't affect my mood at all. Fucking shit. I decided to start at the top and work my way down. I started with 120 grit sandpaper all the way up to 600 to get it nice and smooth. Once the top was done, I moved on to the sides and the edges. And last but not least, the doors and the drawer. And that brings us to these beautiful curvy legs, which of course we're gonna fucking throw away. Looking piece of shit. We need to stay in the driftwood theme. Luckily, I found this giant. It's got a crack down in the middle here, and I plan to split it in two and then to saw the two pieces in half so we have 4 legs in total. And if that doesn't work, well, this better fucking work. And so I continued along this path of not knowing what the fuck I was doing. I was just hammering an axe head and a chisel into the log, thinking that it would split soon, which didn't happen. God damn it. I added a saw into the mix in the hope to speed up the process. Finally, after what felt like a couple of hours...
We hebben toch een... We hebben toch een koevoet?
Hebben we een koevoet?
Ja. Van de tijd dat je vader nog inbreker was.
Het is een beetje laat voor een koevoet nu.
Dat is gewoon even aan mij moeten vragen.
Ja, nou, ik was wel lekker bezig.
Je was lekker bezig.
Just to be clear, my dad was never a burglar. He was, however, a criminal. Criminally good looking. I roughly measured the center and cut the halves in two. Now I had 4 beautiful new legs which I could glue to the cabinet. You thought I was only gonna use glue, didn't you? I might not always know what I'm doing, but I'm not stupid. So, big surprise, the cabinet was not level. So I sanded one leg down in various positions until it was. Same thing on the other side, of course. Perfect. Time to flip it over and see if it worked. Perfect again, who would have thought? I'm reattaching the doors using these shiny golden screws. Easy peasy, nothing can go wrong, right? Oh fuck. So this is the inside. So it really does matter how you install your hinges. You learn something new every day. I installed magnets for the door, but then... So I just placed this part here on the bottom of the door, which means the other part needs to go down here. But then I thought, wouldn't it be way more convenient to have this thing on top here, out of the way, which means I have to put this up there, but I already placed it down here, and... You know, fuck it. And thus, keeping it at the bottom, we shall. All of that was the easy part. Now we can start puzzling with all these driftwood pieces. The plan? I will lay the cabinet on its back, pick a semi-random piece, sand it down with the belt sander so it will be flat on one side, and then glue it to the cabinet. If it was summer, I would have done all of this outside, but now I have to go back and forth between the belt sander and the cabinet. I'm doing all of this for you guys. Nah, that's not true. I'm doing this for myself. I didn't want to make a mess, so I first laid down an old blanket, put the cabinet on its back, and just threw all the driftwood pieces on a pile. That's not driftwood, is it? I decided to start with finding 2 pieces that could function as door handles, and then just continue adding pieces. It was really satisfying to get a puzzle perfect piece in place. Oh yes! I mean, come on guys, this is just, I have no words. And then, after quite some time, final piece. This was great and all, but then I remembered that I still needed to glue them to the cabinet. Let me show you what this whole process looked like. First, I had to take a picture of the puzzle so I wouldn't forget which piece went where. Then I had to put a bunch of them in the bag and get down 2 flights of stairs. Next, I needed to switch from padded slippers to shoes. Once outside and ready to sand, reminding myself to put on the face mask against the dust. After sanding all the pieces, going back inside and switching back to my padded slippers, racing back up the stairs again, and then gluing the pieces I just sanded to the cabinet. But then I would discover that some pieces wouldn't fit anymore after sanding, so I would have to look for other pieces that did, and of course also having to sand those as well. Because of this edge, I had to do some extra sanding with the Dremel while vaguely smelling the stench of cat shit. But once I glued that last piece to the front, man did that feel good. BAM! One step closer to the end, mother. I still had this giant chunk of driftwood which I wanted to use. I decided to cut it in half so I could place one half on each side and use that as my starting point. Without having to be aware of protruding edges, working on these sides was smooth sailing. Okay, maybe not all the time, but it was definitely easier and faster than working on front. There's something really relaxing about making a sort of puzzle with driftwood in this way. You should try it sometime, you know? We have arrived at the very last stage of making this cabinet. There's only one thing left to do now. Wood oil. After letting it dry for a day, the cabinet was finally... give me a second. As I said, it was finally done. Let's go to the beach. Back to the beach, back to where it started. You must admit it looks fucking perfect in this setting. Legend says it's still standing there. Used by Aquaman to stow away his exotic shell collection or something. Anyway, I hope you liked this video. I've got more of those, by the way. Like this one. You could check it out, or if not, thanks for making it this far. See ya!